Let's take a look at audio routing within Studio One, and this tutorial is going to be specifically for those of you who may have recently purchased Studio One or switched from another DAW and you just want to get your bearings on how you can go about routing audio within this DAW. So to start, we're going to press T to bring up the Add Tracks dialog. It's selected on, or audio is selected, so that's fine. We'll just go ahead and leave this as it is. We're creating a mono track. I'll click on OK. Let's Shift and E to zoom in a little bit. And the first thing we'll take a look at is this first field here, and this is where we can choose the particular input that we're going to use from our audio interface. So this is how we're routing our incoming audio to this particular audio track that we've created. So if I click on this, then I have input 1 and 2, and this is basically the left and right microphone built into my laptop screen because I'm using Windows Audio I just need to do this for screen capturing this tutorial. But we'll just go ahead and leave this on input 1. If you have an audio interface with, say, 8 inputs, you should be able to choose from any of the 8 inputs by, again, clicking on this field here, as long as you've made the proper connections within your audio IO setup by clicking there. Here, we're on the Inputs tab, and you'll just want to be sure that you've bridged all the connections that are available on your audio interface. But that's another tutorial. So we'll cancel out of there. And we'll go ahead and arm this for recording. We'll take this out of monitoring, and let's go ahead and click on record in our transport so that we can record some audio so that we have something to work with here. And I'll go ahead and click on the spacebar to stop, and I'm going to come up to the top and grab this little handle and just increase the gain on this so we can have a better view of this waveform. Now, if I'm using my normal audio interface, which is a Focusrite when I'm doing real audio recording for music, then I'll go ahead and make my gain adjustments so that I have a better signal. But for now, we'll just use that little handle there. Now, we've taken a look at how we can route our audio inputs from our audio interface. But let's then come down to the Mix console by clicking on Mix in the bottom right-hand corner. Let's hover at the border here and left-click hold and pull that up. We'll pull our sends up a little bit as well. I'm going to press comma to come back to the beginning of the song. Now, if you notice at the top of our channel here, we have input 1. So this is another area within the console where we can choose a different input for this particular track and channel. Now, below that we see main, and here's where we can choose where the audio is being sent after it is leaving this channel. Let's take this out of record. Now, as you can see, everything is pretty much straightforward, and if you're just doing basic recording, everything should work as you would like. And if I were to go ahead and press the space bar to play back our recording, our transport, so that we can record we can some see audio, so that's being sent to the main, and we can hear that being played back. Now, if I come to the left-hand corner, click on the eye, and open up the inspector, just be aware that we have these same controls for choosing an input and routing here. So again, within our inspector, clicking on input 1, I can choose a different input from the audio interface. I can click on main and choose to direct this to a different channel if we've added one. And let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and right click in an empty area of our mix console, and let's just add a bus channel. Now, we only have one channel. It is selected because it's highlighted in gray. So if I were to click add bus for selected channels, then the routing is going to automatically be taken care of. And we can see that this bottom one has been changed from main to bus 1. And as you can see, this is called bus 1. But let's go ahead and Control Z to undo that. And I'm just going to right click. We also have the other option 2. While this is not highlighted, let's go ahead and highlight that again. Let's right click. We can see that same option, but we can also just choose add bus channel. Now, this has been added and nothing has been routed here. So in this way, I'd need to come to this first channel, click on the main, and select bus 1 to route that there. Now you can see up top we have these little dashes, and this is basically letting us know what is incoming to this channel. We have one input coming in, and if I click on this, we can see that that's the vocal, okay, because this is labeled vocal. And if I click on this, it's going to select that vocal channel. And this is really useful in case you have a song that has a ton of tracks and channels and you want to navigate, you're working with a bus, but you want to navigate to the particular channel or a particular channel that's routed to it, this will take you there and highlight it immediately. Now, of course, we can also come over to our inspector, which again, we can access by clicking on the eye, and we can see our inputs that we already saw. And then here, we can choose the bus 1 or send this back out to main. These work in tandem with one another, and we can see that this one has been changed to our main output as well. Now let's open up our browser and we'll come to the loops. Let's just drag in a random loop that's going to create a new audio track. That channel is highlighted because I just want to show we can again come here, send that to our bus 1. We've got that dash. We'll send this to our bus 1 as well. Now we have 2 dashes. If I click on this field, we can then select our vocal. That channel is now going to be highlighted. Selecting our ARP. Now this channel is going to be highlighted. Let's go ahead and close out our browser and let's move on to taking a look at our sends. So what if we'd like to add an effects send? So while this channel is highlighted, let's just go ahead and click on the plus. This is going to be one of the easiest ways or an easier way, and we can choose add effects channel, and we can see that this field has been populated, and we now have a control for determining how much of the particular effect that we're putting on this effects channel is going to be applied to the audio signal here, which is our ARP. So let's come to the plus on our, actually I'm on the wrong channel. Here is our effects. We'll click on the plus, I'll type in REV and select the room reverb. We'll close that out. So now our ARP is being routed to the effects channel with room reverb. So let's go ahead and solo this channel. I'll play back. We can determine how much of that reverb is being applied to this ARP like so. But let's go ahead and Control Z to undo adding that effects channel, because I like to show an easier way that you can add this. So we'll come to the effects and we'll click in the search REV. Here's our room reverb. I'll just click, hold, and drag that to the sends. And now we'll close out our browser. And we can see that an effects channel has been added with that room reverb, and this has been routed there. So kind of simply by dragging and dropping an effect within this send section, it's going to create our effects channel and automatically route this there. So again, I'll play back. And we've got that set up like so. Now, if I were to come to the room reverb, it's already been labeled as that. If I come to our vocal and its send, I can click on the plus. We can see the room reverb. We'll route that there. Take this out of solo, solo our vocal. We'll work with here, and I'll go ahead and move the spacebar to stop. And then that's now been routed to our effects send. If we'd like to remove either of these, we can just click on that downward facing arrow that pops up whenever we hover on the header there, and then click once on that, and then at the bottom we have remove, and so that send's going to be removed from our vocal. If we'd like to remove our effects channel or our bus channel, then we can right click on these and then just select remove like so. Both of those have been taken out, and we can see that our 2 regular audio channels are now back to being routed to our main bus here. Now to finish up, we'll just take a quick look at the channel editor here, and when we click on that, this is going to be available for all of our channels within the mix console, whether it's instrument or audio. I'll go ahead and click on this, and I just wanted to show that this is another area where we can access our routing for our inputs and our outputs for our channels as well. So we have that similar channel controls. We've got our fader, mute, solo faders in our inspector. So redundant controls, but different places where we can access those. So you have a variety of different options depending on your preference. So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial.